Hey, good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Train Sim World 2, and it's release day for the Island Line 2022. So we'll get underway in just a second. Let me just let the Discord know that we're live. How's everyone doing in the heat? It's pretty warm. I've been looking for a slot actually to to do this stream the whole day, and it's just been too warm to do it. It really has been a bit of a day, hasn't it? Especially if you're in the UK. We've had temperatures up here now of approaching 40. It was 39 degrees Celsius just a little bit earlier when I was out in the car. So I'm hoping it's going to cool down and it's going to rain. So this was the best time for me to stream it. It's about a degree cooler than it was. So we're gonna jump in and we're gonna do that. Hey Tenor family, how are you? Nice to see you. Right, I think we're ready to go. Right, let's go. So let's have a look. Isle of Wight 2022. So this one's by Rivet Games, of course. This is not a DTG one. The first thing is on this tile, it actually says Network Southeast at the bottom there on the tile, which is not correct. It's probably going to get updated. That the the livery itself as well is fictitious. They were about to put the actual livery in, and then they didn't get permission right at the last minute. So they've created a fictitious one for now, and I'm sure once they've ironed out the licensing issues, they'll be updating it for us. But let's have a look what we get in this pack. If we go to the Explorer, there's 2 training modules. I've uploaded those earlier today to the channel if you want to look at those in isolation. Sometimes they're a little bit better just to watch, without me talking over the top. So, yeah, take a look at those. There's a Class 484 introduction, which is the train that we've got now in this pack. And we've also got the route introduction, which explains a little bit about what the new route is all about. Not in any great detail, actually. I thought there'd be a bit more detail than that. It also seems to cut off. I don't know if you've watched it yet, but it cuts off at the end before showing you what else you can do on the route, which is a bit strange. But anyway, they're both on the channel, so check those out. Hey, Farah, how you doing? Train looks nice. It is quite nice, yeah. It is. Timetable, we've got 56 services, which represents a true full day on this route. Services are once an hour from each end throughout the day, and it's nice to see a full timetable. At first glance, it doesn't look like a lot, but it's the real timetable, so there's nothing more we can ask for there. Scenarios, if scenarios are your thing, we got 5. Braiding Rescue, which is 35 minutes. Fear the Storm, which is 40 minutes. Looks a bit wet on that one. We could do with some of that now, I think. Sea Transport Service, 50 minutes. Blow Me Away, 35 minutes. And Finish the Isle, which is 45 minutes. So not bad. 5 scenarios is quite a number for a low-core DLC. But as we know, this one's a bit strange because it is a low-core DLC. But it comes with the route. You don't need to own the previous Isle of Wight route. So if you don't own that yet, you can go straight to this one. Because it's listed as a local DLC as well, if you're interested in achievements or trophies, local DLCs don't have trophies or achievements, so there aren't any with this, I'm afraid. So as long as you know that before you buy it, if you're going to pick it up. But let's run a service. We'll see how we get on. I'll pick from the journey mode, which is something else I probably should have showed you. 46 items in the journey mode across 5 chapters. So, of course, chapter 1 pretty much covers the scenarios we just looked at. Chapter 2, services throughout the day. Same with Chapter 3. And Chapter 4. There are some that go to the depot in these services as well. So they're not just end-to-end services. There is a chance to do something a little bit different. And then Park and Ride is Chapter 5. Again, more services. So if you work through journey mode on this, I'm expecting it takes you through a full day, which is quite nice. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to skip the scenarios for now. I'm going to go to Chapter 2. And I am going to do... I won't do the one from the depot. I'll do the one from Ride Pierhead to Shanklin, I think. You're melting, are you, Farah? It's quite warm, isn't it? It's very warm. All right, operate a passenger service from Ride Pierhead to Shanklin, 7:45 a.m. So let's get everything up and running. So I'm doing this for the first time by the tutorial. So master key unlocked. Reverse it into forwards. Let's get the doors open. Can we open the windows? Not sure actually. The door panels are here, by the way. If you want to use the doors this way, you can do. The saloon lighting for the passengers is there. What else have we got down this side? We got DRA, which is set to off at the moment. So DRA, of course, if you've got that set to on, means the train can't move anywhere until you turn that off. So it's just another safety device. We'll leave that off for now, being as we're going to be moving away. What else have we got? We have got so this here is where you set the destinations. If you look, I don't know if you can see it both in the same shot, but if you look at that screen, let me try and do it. Of course, hovering this over is tricky. If I press that, can you see it changes down there at the bottom? So I was expecting it to, for some reason, to appear there, but it doesn't. It appears down here on this system. The other thing we'll do is we have got AWS. Let's put that on. DSD. Then I think we've got which one's this? DRA. Oh, DRA. Just talked about DRA, didn't we? And we'll put that TPWS on normal. Let's just acknowledge that. We'll take a quick look outside. So here's the 484. It is actually pretty nice. I don't mind this livery, to be honest. It's quite nice. Obviously, we want the real one once they're able to get the licensing rights for that. But this one's a good effort to begin with. A few different changes. You can see this railing. I don't think this railing was here on the old Isle of Wight. And the other thing, of course, is that the platforms have been raised for the 484. This here is the original platform, this level, and then this kind of box, metallic sort of box affair has been put on the top at all the platforms to raise them up, so that they can the platforms are at the right level for the new train. So let's get underway. Thanks everybody for coming in though, I appreciate it. I know there's a lot of people streaming this today. As I said, I did want to do it early, but I was melting. The heat was just too much. It's difficult to wear a big bulky headset, isn't it, when it's the weather's like it is. Anyway, here we go. We're on the PS5, by the way, if you're joining. This is PS5, which these days is very, very similar, if not on par with PC. So let's take a look outside. We've got the whistle and the horn on this one. First stop, Ride Esplanade. So the water's had all the work done on it. We've got yachts now just offshore. Tried to fill it up a bit, and of course over this side we've got the hovercrafts, which I know everybody wanted in the first version, but it was quite empty down this end. But they've addressed that now, which is quite nice. Let's go back in the cab. It's got a combined throttle brake handle as well. So on the 483, the brakes were on the, if you're using a controller, the brakes were on the left hand side of the controller. Now we've got the brake and throttle on the same side. Here's a better look at the raised platform. You can see there where the original platform is, and this is the raised part that they've put in. There's also ambient noise on the last stream that we did for the old Isle of Wight. If you watch that, you may have remembered me mentioning there's people on the platforms, but it was absolutely silent. They've now put ambient noise in, which is quite nice. Passenger chatter and the like. Okay, let's go. Now there are sparks as well, but I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if I need to do anything special to get the sparks to appear. Let's have a look. There you go. I don't know if you saw that. There you go. Those sparks are really nice touch. I hope we get those on Bakerloo, to be honest. That's a really nice effect. Farrah says they still owe us a few trophies. From the first one, yeah, from the first route. Would be nice to see them in here. I think it's because it's listed, as I said, it's listed as a loco DLC. That's the only reason. The upside is that this is a bit cheaper than a normal route would be. So, you know, you're paying a bit less than you normally would for a new route. This first section's quite slow. Once we get out of Ride St John's, we'll get to put some speed in and give this a good run. But this is a really nice train actually, and it does feel a lot more modern to drive than the 483 as well. Let's take a look outside. Yeah, it looks pretty smart. You'll get this on a sale. You like the route, just like the original loco. Already prefer this one. This is quite nice. Yeah, it is. I mean, I always quite enjoyed the original Isle of Wight route. To be honest, it was a route where I should watch where I'm braking. Really, it was a route where I'd just jump on because it's it's only less than half an hour end to end. You could just jump on and do a quick service when you press for time. So it was always a nice one for that. But this one, well, this one's got more people. It's of course got the new platform information systems. It's got onboard information systems, of course. There's more people, there's a bit more going on, and the modernisation is really good. I've only seen the route up to this point, so going beyond now is new for me, so we'll have a look what else there is as we go down. I tried watching the Rivet Games and Dovetail stream last week, but on YouTube the quality wasn't very good for me, so I did miss quite a bit of it, which was a shame. But it's fine; it's here now. So let's take a look, because today is release day. So we got 45 coming up. So we've got 3.2 miles to Brading, so we should be able to open it up a little bit. I love the sparks. The sparks are great. When we do an early morning or a night, you're really going to see that. It's going to be nice. Right, notch 7 is as high as we go, so let's give it a go. The acceleration is rapid. Really does accelerate very fast. I saw a beach ball then, lying at the side of the track's a bit dangerous, isn't it? And I don't know, but I'm assuming there's... I saw or in the introduction there are a couple of new collectibles. I don't know, one's a sort of soft toy of a dinosaur, the other's a poster. I don't know if there's a full set, a full brand new set of collectibles, but I'll investigate that. It feels solid, you know, this train feels solid. And that solid clunk going over the joints as well is quite nice. It's funny, when you pop out of the cab, it always faces you across there immediately. So we got just short of 2 miles to Brading. Must actually be a really good job this, being a driver on this line in real life. What a pleasant job that is, just running end to end. Especially driving these. They probably spent so many years driving the 483 and got sick of it, and then these came along. And it was probably just like driving a new route again for them. Right, we've got a 40 coming up. So it's got AWS, but I don't know how many AWS ramps there actually are on this route. We haven't hit any yet. Let's bring the speed down a little bit. Hey Kobe, how you doing? Good to see you. Are you sure those poles are new? Which ones? Which poles? Did I miss some poles? We've got a whistle word coming up. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? The vegetation looks pretty good and rich. It is quite nice, isn't it? Oh, there you go. There's an AWS. What they've also done as well is that they've extended the distant scenery out as well, further than it was, which is quite nice. And we've got a 15 coming up, which we're not going to make. Yeah, see, I'm driving this route and I'm braking with the left bumpers, not following my own advice that the brake and the acceleration's on the right hand side of the controller. And it's weird how your brain trains itself, because you know what route you're on. You know you usually have brakes on the left, but so this is Braden. Nice to see a few people. There's the disabled ramps they've put in as well, for wheelchairs, etc. Got the doors open. Let's just have a look actually, how high can I go in this view? Yeah, you can see distant hills over there. They've expanded it right out. Which is nice. There just seems to be more little details. I'd have to see them side by side. But there's definitely little small details that they're making the scenery look a bit more dense, if that makes sense. So I think they must have reworked these stations. Just put a bit more into them. So here's the ramps again, look. And crossings. Experience that acceleration again. Let's look for the sparks actually. Well, it may only occur on the sharper curves, I think. But we definitely need those on the vehicle. That'll make a big difference. I think there was talk, I don't know if it's in the store yet as well, but there was talk of if you don't own the original Isle of Wight route, there was talk of doing a bundle with this one and the old route as well. So, you know, if you don't own the first one and you do want to try both, then it's maybe worth looking for that bundle as well. Nice crossover, yeah. It is, yeah. Farry, you're going to have to play the original again, but this looks nicer. Yeah, this does look nice. The other thing I'm noticing as well is that even though there is some distant popping, it's definitely nothing like it was. If you go on the original one, there's quite a bit of popping in of these trees, but just look at it now. There's some slight movement, but nothing that you would really notice. So even that's been worked on, I'm sure. Right, Sandown is next. Hey Joe, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, you've been on a streaming marathon today, haven't you, Joe? I've had to try and leave it till this time to get out the heat a little bit, but I don't think it's working. It's still as bad as it was. Right, I'm gonna miss this 15 again. Hey Ant-Man, how are you? Corby, you never owned the original line, but this seems worth the price. You love the unit sounds. I'm quite impressed with this, to be honest. I can see myself playing this one a lot. The sound in the cab, I mean, it's reminded me of air conditioning, actually, which is the worst thing on a day like this, but it's just... I said it at the beginning, it's solid, it feels solid to drive, you know. The sound, the controls... I really quite like it. I mean, I must admit, like, you know, like many of you guys, I probably thought when I heard it was announced, I probably thought, how come we're doing the Isle of Wight again? But because I don't know it in real life, I don't appreciate probably the differences between that version that we had and this one. And although it's the same route, it is very different. So I can see why it's been done. So. Oh, you've only done one today. Ah, because your other stuff was pre-recorded. Got you. Got you. Smoke and mirrors. Then it looked it looked like you'd done them all today. I thought that's pretty impressive sitting there in this heat. And you're going to the Isle of Wight tomorrow. That's great. Yeah, I saw you put that. Yeah, take plenty of photos if you can do any comparisons between this and what you see when you're there. That'd be brilliant. For those of us that live up north and beyond. I think it'll be a while before I'm driving it hoodless because I do tend to speed a little bit. But I think if you're going to learn one hoodless, because I know you do it hoodless, Joe, most of the time. I think if you're going to learn a route hoodless, this is probably one of the better ones to do it on. Oh, it's nice, isn't it? Right, this is Lake. Oh wow, you know the speeds off the top of your head as well. 15, 20, 45, 40, 15, 45, 15, 10, 45, 15. Wow, overshoot. Now, did I finish up on the platform? Oh dear. Everybody move to the back, please. That's because I was reading your speeds out. Oh well. Hey, this is the rookie 484 driver on his first run. Hey Kreza, how you doing? How's the new line? It's very nice. It is very nice. Yeah, it is. Pretty impressed so far. I was saying at the beginning, this is a fictitious livery, but I actually quite like it. I I actually think it's okay. I don't know how close it is actually. I should have checked it out, but I don't know how close it is to the actual real livery that they weren't able to license in time. But in its own right, it's quite nice. This is actually very close to British Ace colours as well. This, isn't it? Someone's going to be easily customising this for Joe, I think, in Creators Club. Is the route a whole new route? Yeah, it's not. Well, the Isle of Wight is the Isle of Wight, but yeah, they've basically took it and completely rebuilt it. I mean, it's all, it's still from Ryde Pier down to Shanklin. It's the same to and from, but they've completely reworked it. You can tell as well. There's a bigger level of detail just generally throughout. And later on tonight I'm going to play the old one so I can freshly compare it in my mind. But yeah, it's quite nice. Yeah, Joe, I think I'll teach myself Hoodless on this one. 15 quid. Yeah, it's up to you, Krazadog, because don't forget, this one's marketed as a low-core DLC, so normally you just get a low-core, don't you, for that? But with this, you're getting the route with it, the new route. You don't need to own the old one. So if you don't own the old one, you can get this one straight away. I think it's enough of a different experience to the first one, personally, to warrant that price, I would say. That's just my opinion. We got a 15 coming up, which Joe just told me about, and I completely ignored. This is new, is it? Welcome to Shanklin. I think that's new. Everybody off. So how many AWS ramps did you guys count then? Was it just one? Did we just have one? I thought we were going to have a few more than that. I'm sure it was only one. In this direction, it was one. So there we go, 8.3 miles, 27 minutes. I just got a silver. That's because of my bad braking though. And I did sort of breach the speed limit a couple of times there with that as well. Let's go back into journey mode. We'll do one going back the other way, I think. And then we've seen it both ways. We'll do journey again because I do want to complete the journey. Let's have a look. What chapter were we in? Let's do this one. Shanklin back to Ryde Pier Head. I'll cut some of those comments out of there, Joe, and save them whilst I'm learning it. Right, let's get everything going. Master key on. Let's have some instrument lights. Headlights. Today. Let's have a look at the safety systems. Put that one on. And that one. DRA, yeah, we'll need that one. TPFIS, I don't really know what that one is. Put that into normal. Hang on, did that flick back to isolate? Yeah. Have I had a go at Fishing Sim Worlds? No, I haven't. I noticed you've been played it. I haven't popped in to see that. Is it any good? Hey Wheels, how you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, there's the whistle. Alright, I'll try and do better on the speeds this time. You could pretend to be a god. I thought you actually meant I could pretend to be a god. I was trying to work out how I could be a god, Wheels, on this. Yes, you can be a guard. Yeah, there is the guards panel, so you can open and shut the doors down the train with the guards panel as well. Absolutely correct. Which is a nice new feature that they've put in. It's better than Bassmaster and great in online. Well, I might try and have a look at that then. You hope in the future they'll add a god mode, yeah. I'll probably break in too soon. I think recently I've been running a lot of the old 483 down this route, and I've got used to the braking in the 483, and this is slightly different. Yeah, no problem, Joe. See you shortly. So I've probably now got a tendency on this run, having overshot at this platform, to start braking a little bit early, but let's see. I just spotted a dinosaur toy then. We're going to go and get that. Yeah, you see, look at that, that's in full service and we're still going. So the brakes are not great. Let's open them. Can I jump out there, or... I'll tell you what, let's go through the train. Yeah, I don't want to jump down there. Let's open that. Does that actually open when the train's in use? I don't know. Maybe not. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Door release. Right. Let's go down here. It'll make us late, but there's a dinosaur to pick up. Oh, and there's a hat. That's another one. A yacht hat. It's this guy that I wanted. There you go. And of course we can climb up on every platform now as well, which is quite nice. Let's jump in. Yeah, so there's the guide panel. How do we open that then? Just while we're here, just out of interest. Have we got some sort of carriage key? Guide key. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so you can open and shut the doors, or just keep this one open and shut all the rest. You know, you would stick your head out, shut all the rest of the doors when everyone's on, check everything's safe, then shut your own door, and then buzz the driver to go. So I'll have a mess about with that in a future stream. But that's a very nice feature. Do I think in the future they will add a route editor? They might add something in some form, but not like the one in Train Sim Classic, because there's no real way to do that across all platforms, I don't think. It'd be easy to do it on PC, but yeah, not sure on console. Right, so we're already due at Sandown. We won't worry about the time because we were doing a bit of exploring. Thanks everybody for coming in though, appreciate it. Don't forget tonight as well, there is the official stream from Dovetail if you wanted to watch that, if you've not quite made your mind up on this route yet. Wheels, you love to design things, would love to make your own routes. Yeah. So I think that the current editor goes out to third parties, doesn't it? Dovetail's partners, such as Rivet and others, Skyhook. I don't know if it would be released to us as players though. I think it's too complicated. I think they probably originally intended to do that, but then they couldn't quite work out how they were going to do it. So as a very basic form of route editor, we got scenario planner, didn't we? But you obviously can't. You can only create within the confines of what there is available there. You haven't got as much as a free hand as the real editor would. Just the sound of the passengers chattering makes a big difference as well. What's this guy doing? Oh wow. That's a bit unfortunate, isn't it? He's not going to find his way up there. Not without his feet. Right, we'll call it in at the next station. So Braden is the next stop. The other thing about this version of the route as well is, I don't know if it's just me, it seems brighter. Everything seems brighter than the previous route. Much more attractive to look at, much more appealing. I would say cleaner. I'm trying to look for the sparks, but we may only get those once we get towards the pier on the short bend. Oops. Yeah, far out. Bloke was trying his best. I think what had happened there is they'd had 40-degree temperatures today, the tarmac had melted and he just literally, his legs had sunk into the tarmac. I think that's what was going on there. I don't think it's anything that Rivet need to fix, I think it's just the weather. So there's a horn and a whistle. I'm not sure what the etiquette is there. I don't know when you would use the horn, when you would use the whistle, unless you use them both together. Not quite sure. But it's interesting that this one's got both. The 483 just had a whistle, didn't it? So here's Braden. We've got 15 coming up again. It's just crept up on me. So all this is new, all these ramps, all this fencing is all new compared to the previous route. I can see another dinosaur staring at me from one of the benches. We're going to go and get that now. Where is the driver's door button? There it is. Is that going to let me out? Those are the doors generally for this side. Now, is that because that doesn't open? So is that because I am the reverse is forward? Let me turn that off, just to test a theory. Because it's not great if you can't get out, is it? There you go. Yeah, so another safety device, because I had it in forward, it wasn't letting me open the door. Right, let's go and... well, there's a poster. So that's a brand new poster this time around with the needles. And somewhere down here, there he is. He was staring at me. I'll miss these when they've gone though. That's the thing. Once you've picked them up. Now, we used to have, on these, we used to have tickets, didn't we? The old British Rail tickets used to be in the corner, but that must not be a thing on this route. There's the disabled ramps that they've put in. Did we always have those? Not sure. Anyway, let's jump back on board. Oh, these are new as well. The blue plaques, which are explaining when the stations were opened, which are quite a nice touch. This one's 23rd of August 1864, so they're quite old, aren't they? Right, let's get back in. We will close the door. Is it going to close? There we go, that's better. Put it back in forward. Close the doors. So that's the other thing as well. Always, always remember to jump out and have a look around. There is a lot of detail you'll miss if you don't jump out occasionally and look around. Just travel as a passenger. Just jump out occasionally and explore. Right, Ride St John's, 3.2 miles. Be able to bring up to 40. There we go. Yeah, it is substantially different to the 483 though. The way it accelerates, the way it drives, obviously the equipment in the cab. The cab in the 483 is very basic compared to this, as you would expect for a train that old. But this one's just generally all round. This one's quite nice. Yeah, 56 services included, which represents a full day's timetable on the Isle Online. So I mean, you could do it that way if you want to. You can work your way through. I'm going to work my way through the journey mode, which is going to give me a sort of snapshot of a full day. Chapter 1, there's 7 chapters in journey mode. Chapter 1 is basically all the scenarios, which there's 5 scenarios that come with this, as we looked at the beginning of the stream. So from a value perspective, you get the 484, you get the route, 5 scenarios, 56 services. Some of those services as well originate and end at the depot, so they're not all just the pier down to Shanklin. There is a bit of variety there as well. You get the upgraded route compared to the original Isle of Wight, and there's much more detail. It's very quite nice. I think, are these the poles you were talking about, Farah, on the left hand side, the telegraph poles? I think perhaps that's what you were talking about. They do look new. I don't recognise those. Yeah, I thought it was just that section there, isn't it? Yeah, I really quite like this route. I think it's quite nice. Like I said, I'll go back later today. I'll play the old version. I'll try and make a note of differences I observe between the two that stand out straight away. But yeah, it's quite nice. I think it's good value for that price, to be honest. So let's get up to the 45 again. Yeah, the acceleration's brilliant. It's very much like driving the 166 from Great Western Express. It's very similar to that, if that makes sense. From a how easy it is to drive perspective, I mean. Right, St John's Road. Well, let's brake a bit early this time. Decent value for money, Farah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much on the money there. Quite happy with that one. That makes a change for me, doesn't it? 23rd of August 1864, so I'm assuming, you know, the bulk of these did open on the same day. Now the other thing that used to happen here, if you went one side of the bridge, you could hear the traffic noise above, and if you ducked under the bridge you couldn't, but it was really loud. Let's just listen to that. Yeah, it's not doing it now. In the old route, you could literally move there and the noise was deafening, but then you came under the bridge and it had gone. So that's fixed. Just a little thing. It used to bug me, but Ride Esplanade. So this is where we might see the sparks, so let's just keep an eye down here. See if we can see anything. Duck out of the way of that wall. Nothing yet. Maybe in the tunnel. Oh, I see. It flicked us back into the cab. So we should start going uphill any second now. There we go. Let's take another look, see if we see any of these sparks. That's a shame, because we did see sparks coming down the hill as we were going the opposite direction. But yeah, we definitely need those sparks on Bakerloo, I think, if they can be applied onto there as well. Especially if you're driving along and you can see the sparks lighting up the tunnel. You know, as you can in real life when you're travelling as a passenger. That would be a nice touch. Oops. So there's the platform information system showing we're a couple of minutes late. And once again, over this side we've got the old hovercraft port there, which now I've got the hovercrafts in situ. I don't think they move. I think they're just static, but still, it's nice to have them there. All right, let's get the doors locked and get on to our last destination. Hey, Mr. Water, how you doing? Yeah, see, I mean, it's just very it's brighter. I mean, I know it's representing sort of 20 to 9 in the morning, but generally the game just looks a bit cleaner than the old route. So we're coming into ride here. We've got a 15, so let's just get ready for that. Hop back in the cab. Well, that's not good. I blocked one of the doors there with the railing. So I hope nobody wants to try and get out there. Well, that's the Isle of Wight Island Line 2022, which is released today by Rivet Games. So go and check that out. Hope this has been useful and you've enjoyed it. If there's anything else you want to see, let me know, and we can take a look at that in the next one. But until then, thanks for joining me, everyone. I appreciate it. Take care, stay cool, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.